Good afternoon, children. I hope you are well and keeping safe. Thank you for this another moment of time that we are meeting again for our lessons. Now, as I promised that I'll be introducing a new topic for this, maybe say this week, and here we are this wonderful afternoon just to take you through. To other viewers, my name is Stewart Okumu, a teacher at Stepping Stones Elementary School. Welcome to our lesson this afternoon. Now, before I go to the topic that we are supposed to tackle on to some time this week and maybe other weeks to come, I wish to make a recap on the lessons that we had last week. There is some work that I gave out and I felt it important at least to just go through one or two questions so that we may be okay with each other. Now, I would like to go through multiplication of fractions just to specifically talk about one question here on multiplication of fractions, and that is 12 whole numbers times 2, 14 over 15. Now, as I stated the other day, this is a whole number multiplied by a mixed fraction. What comes here is we have to change the mixed fraction into improper fraction, and that is to say 12, that now you come down here and change 2 times 15 into brackets plus 14 over 15. I hope we are good to go here. It's just a matter of practice and we shall do well, which is 2 times 15 is 30. 30 plus 14 gives us 44. Therefore, you'll have your fraction, your improper fraction as 44 over 15. 44 over 15. Come back to your question now, which is now 12 times 44 over 15. Now, when you look at this question here, there is something that has to be done. These are whole number, these are fraction. And therefore, we have to make all of them to be a fraction. What do? We shall put 12 over 12, we shall make 12 to be 12 over 1 times 44 over 15. Therefore, we have 12 times 44, and then we shall have 12 times 44 over 1 times 15. Multiply the numerators, and we also multiply the denominators. Hope we are good to go there. Now, before I speak about something here, I would just like to do it using this method first before we do any other simplification, which will be 44 times 12. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 1, 4. 4 times 1, 4. Add a 0 there, which will give us 8. This is 12. Carry 1. We write 2 carry 1. 1 plus 4, 5. Which gives us 528. Now, come down here. 1 times 15, it will give us 15. And therefore, we shall have our fraction as 528 over 15. 528 over 15 is simply 15, the denominator divided by the numerator, divided by 528. I hope up to here we are good to go. 15 divided by 5, it cannot. 15 divided by 52 is 3. 3 times 15 gives us 45. Subtract, borrow 1 from 5 to remain with 4. 12 minus 5, it will give us 7. Then 4 minus 4 is 0. 15 divided by 7 impossible. Bring down 8 to have 78, which is 15 divided by 78. 15 divided by 78 is 5. 5 times 15 gives us 75. Subtract to give us 3. So we have 35, remainder 3. 35, remainder 3. Now for this case here, you will have to write your answer as a fraction. And therefore, when we were changing into a mixed fraction, I said something. Remember what I said, that you take the remainder as your numerator and then the divider as the denominator. Then the answer that you get after dividing is the whole number. So when you simplify this, you'll simply get 35 whole number 3/15. Now, I said before you ascertain that that is the correct answer, you have to check through and check whether it can simplify. 3 can simplify by 15. And therefore, 3 divided by 3, 1. 3 divided by 15, 5. To give us the final answer as 35 whole number 1/5. 1/5. I believe we are good to go on this question of multiplication. Continue doing more practice on the same and you'll be able to work out any problem that comes. I hope everyone was comfortable with the multiplication of 19, 1/3 times 0. 19, 1/3 times 0. This is simply changing this into a proper fraction. 19 times 3, 19 times 3 into brackets plus 1/3, which gives us 57 plus 1. It gives us 58/3 times 0/0. 0/0. 58 times 0 gives us 0. 3 times 0 gives us 0, which will be 0/0 to give us 0 as the answer. A number multiplied by 0 is 0. A number multiplied by 0 is 0. Now, that is what we have to say about multiplication. Because of time, I'll quickly just look at one question of comparing fractions. Comparing fractions. Which one is bigger, which one is smaller. Now, we all know the other time that I said you can get a fraction like a quarter, a half, an eighth, and a fifth. Now, I talked about this. The bigger, when the numerator is the same, you just look at the denominator and you come with the rule that the bigger the denominator, the smaller the fraction. For this case, you can easily judge. The bigger the denominator, the smaller the fraction. For our case, you can even make the strips of paper, or you can come up with the patterns representing the same, and you distribute into 4. 1, 2, 3, then 4 for this fraction. Such that this part will represent a quarter, this part will represent a half, this part will represent an eighth, and this part will represent a fifth. We are simply doing this because the numerator is the same. Numerators of the fractions are the same, which are 1. So you can easily compare. So you divide this into 4 equal parts. We shall start with a half. Then we divide the halves into 2. 1, 2. So we have 4 parts. These are quarters. These are quarters. These are 4 quarters. These are 4 quarters. Then we come here and divide this into a half. A half of it. This is a half. And this is a half. Sorry, not quarter, but a half. Then we come here and divide this into an eighth. Start with a half in the middle. Divide it into a half. Divide the parts into half again. Then divide. This will be 1, 2. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are 8 parts. This is an eighth. This is an eighth. This is an eighth. An eighth. An eighth. An eighth. An eighth. An eighth. Then you come here and divide this into fifth, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are fifth. Now, when you look at this, you can easily compare the sizes. The one that has got a bigger fraction is a half. So the largest fraction here is a half. Then when you look at them again, you can easily tell which is which follows it. Which value follows it? It is a quarter, which has got bigger sizes. See, it is bigger than a fifth. Then followed by a fifth. Then the smallest fraction of the 4 is an eighth. That is why I said the bigger the fraction, the bigger the denominator, the smaller the fraction. The bigger the denominator, the smaller the fraction. But this one only happens when the numerators are the same. The questions that I gave, and now as we are moving forward to these stages of fractions and maybe class 5, 6, 7, 8, we should be prepared to compare fractions with the different numerators. 3 over 4, then we have 5 over 9, 7 over 8, 7 over 18, sorry, and a half. Now, take a look at that. When you look at this fraction, it's not the same as this. These fractions have got different numerators. So you cannot easily tell which one is bigger than the other one. We don't now look at the denominator. There are various ways of judging or knowing whether the other fraction is bigger than the other one. Either you can use the LCM, you can change them as a percentage, or you can divide and change them into decimal. The simplest method is making them into a decimal, changing the fractions into decimals. That is to say, a quarter, not a quarter, 3 quarters will be 4 divided by, will be represented by 4 divided by 3. 4 divided by 3. 4 into 3, it cannot. When a number cannot divide into another number and you want to change it as a decimal, you simply put a 0 and a decimal point, add a 0 point. That value to increase, which we shall have 4 divided by 30. 4 divided by 30 is simply 7. 7 times 4, 28. Subtract to give us 2. Now, we cannot write these 2 as a remainder. We therefore add a 0 on 2 to make it 20. 4 divided by 20 is 5. So the fraction 3 over 4 is represented by the decimals 0.75. Come to 5 over 9, which will be 9 divided by 5. 9 divided by 5, which will be 9 into 5, 0 point, put a 0. 9 into 50 will give us, 9 into 50 will give us 5. 5 times 9, 45. Subtract to give us 5. Sawa. 9 into 5 is not possible. We add a 0 as we have said. 9 divided by 50. 9 divided by 50 is the same as 5. 5 times 9, 45. Subtract to give us 5. Now, you will find that it will give us 5, 5, 5. When a fraction is giving us digits that are not ending, you simply leave it and put dashes like that to mean it is a recurring fraction. It is a recurring fraction. Not recurring fraction, but a recurring decimal. The values are repeating itself. It will be 0.555555 as it moves. Come and divide it. 18 divided by 7. 18 into 7 impossible, 0 point. 18 into 7, add a 0 here. 18 into 70. 18 into 70, I said you try. 18 by 6. 18 by 6. 6 is too big. 6 is too big. 3 or even 4. 3. This is 8 times 3, 24. 4 carry 2. This is 1 plus 3 plus 2, 5. Add another 18. This will give us 72 or something. This will be 2, carry 1, 7. So it has passed. It is 18 divided by 3. 3 times 18 gives us 54. Subtract to give us, borrow 1 to make it 6. 10 minus 4, 6. 6 minus 1, 6 minus 5, 1. Add a 0 to have 160. Look for a number that can divide, or that the one that when you multiply by 18, it will give you closer to 160. I said you always try. You can try 18 by 7 or 18 by 8. Sawa sawa. This is 64 carry 6. This gives us 18 times 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4. It gives us 14. It's still very far. You can still add, not very far, closer, but you can add to check if it is closer. The 9th, 18. This is 2, carry 1, 6, 1. It has passed. So it is 18, 8 times. 8 times 18 gives us 144. Subtract to give us, this is 6. This is 6. When you go 1, it will be 10, minus 4, 6. 5 minus 1, 4, 1, 16. Therefore, you keep on dividing. You can end the division here. Come and divide 1 over 2, which will be 2 divided by 1. 2 divided by 1, which will be simply 2 into 1, impossible. Write a 0 and a decimal point. Add a 0 onto 10, onto 1 to make it 10. 2 divided by 10 is 5. 5 times 2, 10. Subtract to give us 0, 0. Therefore, the fraction half is represented by decimal number 0.5. Come and now represent the digits, then you compare. If the fractions, then you compare. You can write them so that you are accurate. 3 quarters will be 0.75. Then you come and arrange 5 over 9. We divided it. 5 over 9. 5 over 9 will be about 0.55. Then we have 7 over 18. We got it as 0.38. Then we have 1 over 2.5, which is 0.5. Now compare the digits. After a decimal point, we have 7, we have 5, we have 3, we have 5. But now there are 2 5s here. 5, this is 0.5 and this is 0.55. To mean the number is moving, it's bigger. So we were arranging that value from the smallest to the largest. Now from the smallest digit here is evidence. It is the smallest fraction is 7 over 18 because it is represented by 0.38. Then it is followed by 0.5 because this is 0.55, so it will be a half. Then followed by 7, not 7 but 5 over 9. 5 over 9. Then followed by, on the biggest fraction there, the largest fraction is 3 over 4. That is arranging the fractions from the smallest to the largest. I think basically this is what we were supposed to do in this section. With continuous practice, you come across a question on this area. There are teachers who will assist you to solve them out. I shall be available to assist. But basically, in mathematics, we need to do practice every day. We need to do practice every day. Now, I shall emphasize on this in summary. Always don't underestimate. Ensure that you're dealing with the fraction and you look at them very well. Remember the concept that when the numerators are the same, you don't need to do what? To work out, or you just need to separate them using a strip of paper, or you can come up with this pattern and arrange the fractions there. But if the numerators are different, you can utilize this one. It is very easy. Be careful with the division, and then you arrange them towards your final answer and get your answer as it is by making them correctly arranged. Thank you very much for that. It was just a recap of what we did.